Hey, welcome back to the Minimax build, and I am so grateful for the comments. And this is I love this whole idea of we all journey in this together. You may be thinking about building, by the way. If you are, Dave says that the lead time on kits right now is only 3 weeks. So if you're curious and interested in getting your order in, you should probably do that while supplies are good. So, and let's see here. I was speaking to him because my fuel tanks are actually shipping probably Monday, so they'll be on the way here, and it'll be just in time, I think, when I'm going to be ready for them. So that'll be great. I've got this sanded flat now so that I can get the router out and route this corner here, which is what we need to do as a next step. Everything turned out good, so happy about that. And once we get this one cut, then we'll move this whole thing an inch the other way, and I may even come up a half an inch because I'm not going to be anywhere near diving into the bottom of this. So yeah, I'm going to get the router out and get that routed, and then we can continue on with there'll just be a little bit of filling to do right around here. I'll sand it a little bit so I can kind of get this pinked. There's some pinked edges left over from the fabric that was there before, but I'll just kind of relieve the fabric right around there by sanding. I had a little bit of epoxy on the piece of wood I had there, and it pulled the paint off, but it shows how tough this paint can be, so that's a good thing. Because the reason I said that is because it didn't peel. It actually just pulled exactly where the epoxy was. So that means the adhesion of this paint to the fabric like this is extremely good. So otherwise it would have peeled that in a very different way. Anyway, I know sometimes I say a lot of things and I'm not sure what I'm saying, so I say it again, but you're used to me by now. So okay, router, that's where we left off. I'm gonna get the router, gonna get that in there, and once we get that done, there's no reason to fill the whole thing because we're gonna end up taking some of it back away. So once we get that routed, we'll then set up and drill the hole with the hole saw and start this process all over again. So, but hey, it's gonna work fine. All right, cool. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a measurement of, I don't remember exactly where I drilled this one, so I'm going to take that measurement first, and then we'll go from there. Let me set this on right on a known measurement here. 1 second. Just want to see where this one was. It's right about there. There. All right, so This one was an inch and a half down, so I'm gonna go like maybe I'll come up, I'll just go to 1.25 inches. So at this time, instead of 1.5 inches, I don't need to go as deep. I mean, I could, it doesn't really matter, but I've got all the material I need. So there's 1.5 inches. So if I go 1.25 inches, and then I find the middle between these two, which should be 3 inches. Yep. Makes sense, right? Puts us right here. And then I'm gonna move back 1 inch. So that means we're gonna go on that inch mark, and we're going to go down 1.25 inches, which is gonna put us right there. So that's where we'll drill our new hole. All right, now you just have to cut these lines. All right, so I ended up with more than enough material in here. I didn't even have to really go as far as I did, but I didn't want to end up with too little, so I have a good amount behind there. So yeah, now all I got to do is cut these and then shape everything and get it sealed up. A little bit of filling on the outside, mainly it's just going to be kind of right here, so and then get it urethaned on the inside, and I may do that. Well, it'll be easy to urethane it, so I'll go ahead and do that. And since I'm gonna have urethane up here anyway, I may get rid of I had a couple of drips here that were going the wrong direction, going upside down. They mean nothing, but they bother me. So, and I've got one under here. I may go ahead and take my chisel and kind of knock those out of there, and then seal that area back up at the same time. So yeah, all right, so let me get the saw. I'm gonna cut this, and then we can keep progressing on that. And now the temperature is getting good in here, so I can get this painted. 2 coats of brown, 2 coats of green, 1 coat of brown. Same process that we've been doing all along. Yeah, and I don't think I showed you that I actually got the rudder on the other day. I still have to put the nuts and washers on the bolts, but the rudder is on. And I noticed that I've got to come back here with the Dremel, and both of these, you just can't quite get to the cotter pin hole, so I've got to remove a little bit of material off the bottom, the very bottom of each of these hinges, so that we can get to the that cotter pin location. So all right, let me saw this, and yeah, there we go. All right, so I got a little Timbermate filler on there, and that's the only thing we need to fill. I actually was thinking that I probably should, where the grain changes right here, it wouldn't hurt to fill that a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some Timbermate for that as well. And then I'm going to jump to getting the paint on here. First thing I'm going to do is go all the way around with the iron and make sure that all the tape edges, all the paint edges are nice and secure. And then we will get that painted. Sweet. It's now time to set this up here and get our lines matched up. So all right, back to painting. Got this all painted now, and that's dry. So now that's ready to go. It's ready to go on. I'll bolt the control horn on before I put that on the plane. But what I've got to do first is I have to get all my hinges out and search for those. I think I just had them because I was kind of sorting them. Yeah, I'll find them. I got to get those out and get those painted, and then I can get those on. I was going to show you we're all good here. Got the urethane on here. It's actually starting to dry already, inside and out, so that's good. And you can see we've moved back what I believe to be is going to be perfect, so let's cross our fingers on that one. But I've got it filled in, and everything's ready to put on. And what I plan to do is I'm just taking a patch, like a larger patch, and I'm just going to go centered over the hole, and that way it will appear as though it was intentional. So I know it doesn't matter, but okay. So while I'm going to get the hinges out, but before I do that, I'm working on my mount for the radio tray, and the radio will screw to the tray on the top side, and then I just have a one of those Velcro straps that I'm using for the battery right here, which will go on the bottom. And that'll work out good. Also, I got the left side of the windscreen removed right there, and now all I've got to do is use that to make the template, or use that as a template to make the next one, which is good because we can get that taken care of. And then I'm gonna cut this aluminum while I have this free, and it will I'll cut just behind this hole because I want to match up with coming across the top right here. And when I put this windscreen back in, I'll actually be drilling a new hole centered on the this tube. I'll be drilling that hole right there. And I don't even know if it has to be necessarily centered on there. It sits back far enough. No, it doesn't. It actually won't go into the tube. It'll just sit on its own because it's slightly inside that. Now I'm just rambling, so yeah. So I'm going to jump to finding those hinges, getting those sandblasted, and getting them painted. That'll be the next step toward getting that elevator in place. Okay. All right, so I got my parts all marked out here, my brackets for my radio tray, and now I just have to go and center punch these corner locations where I have to drill. Just prevents cracking in the future if you have that drilled out like that. That's kind of what happens when you bend it. So I'm just gonna punch some center punch these. I'll drill probably a 1/8 inch hole, something like that. I think I put 3/16 on that. This is a little smaller, so. And then we'll be ready to bend those up. I've been searching for. I'm missing two of my brackets, two of my hinges. I have the right inside, the right outside. I have the left inside, and I have the left outside half. So I'm missing these two halves. They live somewhere in here, so I've got to do some searching for those before I can get those taken care of. But I'll find them. They're here someplace, and but for now, I'm going to go ahead and drill these, and then cut these parts out, and then I can go to the break and I can bend them. All right, so I got to looking at that, and this shape I had was not going to work. I started thinking about where is this attaching to the side of the fuselage, and I realized that the bend for attaching to the fuselage needs to be on this side, not on that side. I mean, that makes a nice shape, but it doesn't do what we need it to do. So actually this has to go, these two will get bent the same direction, and they'll both be toward the inside. So the piece will be like that, and the flange will bend this way, and then this flange will also bend this way. So okay, let's go drill some holes, do this again. All right, so we got the two brackets made opposite hand. So now we will attach those to our radio tray, like so. One will go here. Anyway, one goes here. Let's make sure I got this right. Let's see. This is the sidewall. Goes here. All right, this one goes here, and this one goes here. So. Anyway, you get the point. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get in and got the radio temporarily mounted to my bracket. So I didn't like the Velcro. I tried it, so I'm gonna come up with a little clip that can where I would just put it in kind of a spring clip here on the bottom, and then put the screws in, and that'll keep it nice and tidy. So, and I've got cushion that's going around the whole thing, so on the back and on the sides and the bottom. So is yet to be done, but I'm gonna hop in here. Things in here, so trying to avoid it all. Wires hanging down and all that. Okay. All right, so I am in the seat, and we're gonna make sure I got my toes on the pedal right there. Everything seems like everything fits really good. I wanted to keep this as clear as possible, so that was the whole point of this. And it seems like, since the radio is backlit, it seems like it's going to work pretty ideal. Maybe right about there, because I can have to really throw my leg to the side, which maybe in a hard turn you might do that, but still it's going to be nice and secure, so I'm not going to hurt anything. I don't want to go any higher because we can't really see it very well, but it seems like right there would be like the ideal location, and I really like the tilt a lot. See if I can get my camera loose without dropping it on the floor. There we go. So this is what it looks like from my perspective here. You can see how much better that is than being like that. Just that wasn't going to work at all, but right there seems really good. So and the cool thing is that the cable is going to come out of the leading edge just right in front of it, so for the antenna, so they'll hook right up there. And then so with the radio there, and I've just easy access to punch the buttons. Yeah, I think like right there. I'll have to figure out like where that is. I'll make a little mark with my pen or something. And then with the radio there, then I'm going to put the headset, it's got to be out of the way of the radio. So I was thinking it might be forward of it, like up here probably. Yeah, that seems like a good spot right there. Then maybe I'll back up the radio just a touch. And put it right there. Then all the plugs and everything that come out of these plugs here. I'm talking as if I know you can see. I'm not positive. Okay, I'm looking at the camera now. I know you can see. So, so these go in the top, and mic, earphone, and like I mentioned before, Zach and we've already tested all this, so everything works awesome. So if that's there, then the radio can be like right there, and the cables are all up and out of the way completely. So that's great, actually. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that will be phenomenal. And then I'll have to decide if I'm gonna attach to a piece of wood and attach the wood to the airframe, or if I'm gonna bolt all the way through the fuselage with the 4 holes here. I think I could go either way. It's basically hidden. If I use a flush mount screw, it's hidden underneath the wing. So I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll mount right to the sidewall just to keep it nice and tidy to the right hand side. And this configuration right here is just going to work out perfect. So yeah. Okay. That's yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I found one more of my brackets. I keep saying bracket, it's part of the hinge. I found one more of the hinge parts. Now I gotta just find one more, and it's got to be in that top drawer. So I'm just gonna have to pull everything out and really take a look, because the little cloth thing in the bottom is kind of bunched up, and so it's probably in there. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. I do appreciate it very much. And as always, I'll catch you later.